What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Friarside chat. As always, we're your hosts. I'm Vince. This is Brandon. We are former college baseball players. Now we're just regular dudes who still like ball. So now we talk ball. Whole different ball game.
Happy to be back. Spring is almost done. We're almost there. We're so close to opening day. I am fired up.
1 week away. I actually just looked it up because I didn't even know when opening day was this year. And it's just creeping up on us. Probably because WBC was happening. So everyone was like, focus was a little bit more on that. Actually,
Plus, go for it.
I was just going to
USA won, right?
Good one. Oh my god, dude, that was kind of crazy. Although I gotta say, like, Venezuela deserved that win. Like, I was, by the end of the game, by the time they were celebrating, I was kind of almost more stoked just because of, like, I think it was Suarez in his little interview after the game kind of summed it up perfect, right? Like, they freaking wanted that. Like, they wanted it more than the US did, and they freaking played better, and they won it. They deserved it, and it was fun to watch. So I'm like, I don't know. Obviously, it's a bummer USA gets taken down, but, like, I don't know. We're at the end of the day, we just want good ball, you know, and that's kind of what we got, and from one team.
I've heard this take from others where it was like, oh, but wasn't it so great to see Venezuela? It meant more to them. I don't like that take one bit. It's America's pastime.
It's true.
I've heard people not care about the exhibition part of this a lot. But I'm like, dude, you're wearing USA across your chest. This is our sport. I wish we won, and I wish it would appear that we cared more. I like from the fan base to the players. I mean, the players wanted. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything egregious like that. But when it's so blatant, where one side wants it that much more than the other, that the talent discrepancy turns into a one-run ball game. No, we should win that. It shouldn't have been a contest. That's baseball. I get it, but it did feel, and I'm reiterating what you're saying. It did feel like Venezuela wanted it more, and USA was kind of sitting on the sidelines, going, "Oh, man, they really came to play today. Might not be our year." Versus Venezuela going, "This is our shot, our time. We're not going to let it squander." USA seemed to come from the approach like, "Well, you know, we'll get it next year.
Yeah,
next classic."
I think part of it too is just like the expectation set, right? Like, not that nobody had Venezuela as winners, but you know, they didn't. They were just like one of many teams, you know, that could have done some damage, kind of thing, you know.
DR, Japan, USA. That's what it was supposed to be. One of those three.
Right.
So it's fun to see an underdog come up and win. I get that. I'm all for that. But yeah, I just wish we won still. I'm competitive. I wanted that.
Yeah.
I wanted that.
It was so frustrating. It was actually funny. I was telling Rach as I was watching the game, the final game, I was like, gosh, this feels like a Padres playoff game to me. Like,
you mean scoreless since like the fourth inning, or like not having a runner in scoring position since the fourth inning of the last game? Yeah, it sure did feel like a Padre game.
It sure did. I was like, what the heck is this, October of 2025? And last thing I'll say on, like, actually, I got two more things to say on WBC. One,
fire away.
Like, no like shade at what's his name, Nolan McLean or whatever, the dude who started the final game, but it's like, I was so curious, like, this dude isn't even a rookie yet. Why is he getting so many starts in the WBC? Are you telling me we don't have any
I thought that too
other pitchers in the United States that want those starts? And again, he's like a good pitcher. I think he's going to be a good pitcher, but like, you're talking about a guy who has like a handful of MLB starts, and you're giving him a huge game against Italy, and then the final of the WBC. Like, it kind of boggled my brain a little bit.
Even more so.
Yeah,
we're Team USA. You're telling me the USA pool of pitchers, of people who wanted to come and partake in this, that's what we came up with? Yeah. No, I agree. It's almost like back in the Olympics when we would send just like college kids. Yeah. You know, we're in this weird middle ground where some of the superstars really want to play, and then there's some superstars that are limited in play, and then there's the ones that just aren't going to go. So it's tough. It's a tough situation. I get there's an argument for every piece of it, but the competitor in me wants our best there and wants to stomp it out.
And who knows? Maybe, I don't know what it's going to take, you know, like maybe next time this tournament comes around, like just look at the last two. You made it to the finals, and maybe if you had one more pitcher or somehow figure out the bats or whatever, like it might have been a different story. But anyways, last thing I want to say on WBC was freaking Mason Miller. Oh my freaking god!
Shoved.
How happy are we that that guy's on our team?
That's our
Oh
guy.
my god. And then also too, just right, like gosh, I wish we saw Tatis Miller there at the end of the Dominican US game.
Who wins that battle?
God.
Who you got? Who you got?
Oh man. I mean, oh gosh. I don't
Mason
know,
Miller
dude.
wins that battle.
I think so too, but I don't
He's
know.
got the
There was
slider.
magic sauce in the air. There was magic
Sure.
sauce in the air. Dominican had the fan base behind it. I feel like it would have to been Tatis would have had to ambush him first pitch if he,
Yeah.
fastball in this, like if it
But
was in the zone, you'd have to ambush it. Then he
but
has
you
a
know who
shot.
knows that? Everybody.
Mason, yeah,
That's
I
why you
know.
throw slider low middle, and he's going to chase the one in the dirt, and then he's going to chase it again, and then he's going
I
to get
know,
frozen up
especially
on the
like
fastball at the knees.
yeah, that's not a matchup that you want. Is yeah, like since Tatis is susceptible to that slider running off the plate, like
And
especially
would have to cheat to his
combo with
fastball.
Miller's
Yeah.
repertoire, like
Advantage
it's
Miller.
100%. But anyway, still would have been fun to see. Just the whole
Sure.
teammate thing for sure. But I'm sure the good news about all this is that it probably lit a little bit of a fire, for Manny, for Toddy, for Miller, like not having won this championship at the beginning of the year. They're even more probably like, "Grr, gotta freaking win, man. Like, grr." Not that they
And
weren't
then that'll
before,
fade
but just
20 or 30 games in, and then we'll get back into the grind of 162
was
game
it
baseball.
you who texted me or was it somebody? Oh, somebody texted me
Are you talking to
during
someone else? Not me?
that U.S. Dominican game where it was like, what did they say? It was like, oh man, nice to see Manny take a hard 90 though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Well,
That was funny.
he's got feel for the game. He
Yeah,
knows in
totally.
that setting, all
He
he
knows
has is like
when.
3 games to play.
Exactly. But anyways, let's move on to the actual topic of this
Ta-
podcast, which is
Padres.
the Padres. Okay, I think the biggest news coming out of camp is that Joe Musgrove is not going to be in the starting rotation to start off the year, continuing to get through all this Tommy John stuff. Um, can't I wasn't super surprised when I read it. Were you?
Uh, I was hopeful that he would be on the starting roster, but from all accounts internally, it sounded like the whole plan was to start him on the IL from go. They were just easing him in this spring. Um, yeah, the new nickname of Oh No Joe is getting circulated around, and I would love to see him be a
Oh no.
productive member of the San Diego Padres, but in
Yeah.
many ways, it feels like he's a glorified bench coach. I mean, he
Yeah.
clearly loves the team. He takes a lot of pride in the San Diego Padres, a lot of respect for Joe. He's done things that he didn't have to do when he was rehabbing and really worked his ass off to try and make an impact. But at this point, for me, it's just like, dude, if you can throw up a 4 ERA and pitch for the majority of a season, that's what I'm expecting out of him.
Mhm.
Anything better is great. Anything worse is disappointing. So we'll see what he does, but hopefully he takes the time so that he can be healthier for longer this year. That's what we need.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even just to like, I don't even know if they would do it or not, but like a
No, he's not going to be the
six-man
next head
rotation.
coach.
that's that's right. Also not too surprising. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just like anytime a guy's coming off Tommy John, like you want to hope for the best, but in the back of your mind, you kind of know that it's like, even this year, probably not. So it'll be interesting to see to what degree he does play a role as the season gets rolling and how's that's all going to shake out. But I think, of course, not the bigger, but just like what is caused by all this is that there's a new spot open. So does that mean that with Darvish out and Musgrove now, does that mean Bueller and Marquez, or what does that mean? Because we still got like these seven or whatever guys fighting for these spots, and now there's another spot. So
And Canning out. Yeah,
yes,
no, I mean, it's
that's right.
what's projected is, King, Pavetta, Vasquez, Bueller, Marquez, which,
Hmm.
all of them can pitch. you
Huh.
know? Those are pitchers.
Mhm.
But I'm hoping to see a resurgence in what Bueller's doing. We talked about it
Yeah.
last podcast that he's changing his mix as far as how he's deploying his pitches, and he's been working on shaping a lot of them. That'll be exciting to see. That could be a very formidable number three guy if all goes well. Randy Vasquez coming off the best spring he's ever had,
Yeah.
and he's still young, so hopefully a big
Yeah.
development year for him where he makes the jump to being a solid number three or even a number two level kind of guy. You never
Yeah.
know. But then you got Marquez, who is really looking to lean on Niebla in a new setting at sea level. And there's some upside there too. So I think the best part about all of this is that you look at each individual's circumstances. They look better coming into this year than their lack of success the previous year. So that's
Mhm.
really fun. And then you
Mhm.
still got Waldron and company.
Mhm.
Waldron, Brito's injured, but like you just have guys that can maybe step up if needed. Say one of them doesn't pan out that we're talking about now, there are other arms to deploy as the season goes on and as we get healthier. So excited to see
Yeah.
the possibilities come and excited to see how it all shapes out.
Yeah. I'm kind of hopeful for like a Kyle Hart year a
Yeah,
little bit.
not
Like
even mentioned.
right? Like he's having a good spring. You know, he had a year back in the MLB last year after being in Korea for however many years to get his stuff right. And yeah, I just think especially too, right? Like that's where we're so Padres are so right-handed heavy with
Hmm.
the starting rotate. Actually, everybody is right-handed. So so it's like,
A little heavy.
mixing in just a little heavy. But yeah, like being able to throw him in the mix here and there, I think would be nice. Obviously 3 game sets, whatever. If you can, get a
Hey,
little
hold
hiccup.
the phone. Don't forget about JP Sears.
Oh, I
Come
didn't.
on.
I didn't forget about him. I just chose not to include him in this
Yes,
starting rotation analysis.
I was hoping he would come here and shove. I really was. When
I
we,
liked him on the A's.
yeah,
It just hasn't really worked out so far. Not to say that
you
there
never
isn't
know.
still gas in the tank. And same thing like we were saying before, he's not really a guy who like, you know, used to be a velocity guy or anything. His
Hmm.
game is location and sequencing and whatnot. But yeah, that's still another option. Basically, it's a long season as we know. Oh, one more thing on starting pitching that I almost forgot to
Hmm.
mention is that
Okay,
I don't know if there's any validity to this whatsoever, but the
probably
second
not.
that Musgrove went, probably not, because it's just media speculation, everyone's favorite. But once Musgrove went down, they're like, oh, well, it means it's going to be Bueller, Marquez, whoever. Like basically the conversation we
Sure.
just had. But then there was also, again, there's probably no validity to it, but they're like, or Preller signs another free agent. And I was like,
I don't
who's
want
even
any of
still
the
on the
free.
market?
Yeah, no thanks.
So I looked just because I was curious. And the only guy who I was like, but
Who?
we'll see. Lucas Giolito has not signed yet.
No thanks. Please.
Too
No.
expensive. I don't know. I kind of like him, but I think too expensive. I don't even know what his price tag is, honestly. But I guess no, I can just tell you it's gonna be too expensive. I don't know,
It wouldn't surprise me if Preller pulled some
right?
dumb ish like that.
Would it
But
would it surprise you
no. Nothing surprises me because he's unpredictable. And that's a tip of the cap to him.
though?
Sometimes he surprises me in
Keeps
a
it
good way.
interesting. Keeps
I
it
mean,
interesting.
look at what he did with the starting rotation already. There were
Yeah,
tons of people that I didn't even think of that he brought in, and I like the position we're in. We have options, and that's great.
yeah.
But I'm really excited about some of the younger, lesser known guys that have
Hmm.
been really taking advantage of spring training with a lot of people gone to
For
the
sure.
WBC.
Ooh, yeah. Let's talk about the like kind of like the last spot in the outfield. I feel like is almost
Hmm.
becoming. I don't necessarily want to say up for grabs, but it's becoming less of like I think when we were talking about it in the last podcast, we were like, okay, it's obviously Tatis, Merrill, Laureano,
Lariano.
and then it's like what we were like, probably Bryce Johnson, which it probably still is, but I think yeah, we were looking at the numbers. There's a couple guys who are like, the,
Hmm.
damn, that's pretty good.
Tasty.
Some good stuff. Yeah, tasty. That's a tasty prospect.
Yeah, and
Uh,
uh, affordable solutions, right? I
mhm,
think that's
mhm.
something that we often avoid as Padre organizations. Is
Yeah, here,
well,
let
take
me.
that back. Young affordable options. They do a great job of getting the veteran bargain bin
Yeah,
for free agency, but this is kind of fun because you might stumble upon the
yeah. I
diamond in the
mean,
rough, someone who can develop.
so yeah, we're talking Jace Bowen
Hmm.
and who's this other Nick Schnell? Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Both of them
both
getting
are
lots of
leading the
ABs.
team in homers, and of course, yeah, they do have more at bats, but still, like this Jace
The
Bowen
OPS
guy,
translates.
25 years old. He's hitting 290 this spring, 1,000 OPS, four dingers, five stolen bases. So he's kind of like leading in those statistical categories for the
Mm-hmm.
Padres. So again, getting his opportunities, but like kind of making the most out of them for a young guy. Um,
100%.
yeah, I had never seen any of his clips until obviously he started hitting some bombs this
Dingers.
spring. And yeah, he's kind of like I don't know. I get it, almost. It's funny enough. It like kind of Bryce Johnson vibes, but like stronger. Um,
Yeah.
so kind of interesting piece
You
here.
never
And I
know.
think
He might pull a Gavin Sheets, right? I mean, Gavin Sheets last
yeah,
year was not expected to make the roster, went off during the spring, and then got his shot, and now, you know, potential to play first base this year.
yeah, who
Only
knows?
1 year
So it
later.
just yet another interesting storyline where it's just like as we say, long season. I'm sure one of the outfielders at some point is going to need a couple days off their feet, and so we need a fourth outfielder. And who's that going to be? Like maybe it's one of these young guys who wasn't previously on the radar.
I'd be so game for that, man. Honestly.
I mean, I just like seeing like I don't know, even what was it? Like remember we had Lockridge there for a little while and then Bryce
Mhm.
Johnson came in, and they've each like performed, they've done their role. Like they've been a defense first guy, a speed guy. But it sure would be nice to have a little bit more just like dynamic ability off of the bench.
A
For sure.
seemingly just a person who could in the future look like a starter, right? Like with Bryce Johnson,
Mhm.
he actually went on some surprising runs on having to fill in some games last year where he
Yeah.
was hitting like 300 or 400 during that span, just slapping singles and doing his thing. But at the end of the day, even when he was producing at his best, it's kind of like lack of sustainability and still
Yeah.
lacking tools that would make him an everyday starter. Some of
Yeah.
these younger options appear to have the potential to have an everyday starter type of, you
Yeah.
know, archetype.
Right, and because right to that point, right, like Laureano's only one more year, I believe,
Yep.
anyway. So who knows what's to come? But yeah, that's something basically that we're going to be keeping our eyes on, and so I would recommend checking that out as well. Something else we like keeping our eyes on are our prospects. If you've been a follower of the show for the few years here that we've been doing it, we love prospect watch.
It's fun. They don't get any
And then
attention, and
then
we'll
you get
give them
all
some.
attached. You do like a deep dive. You get attached, and then Preller ships them to
All of them.
the
Literally all of
A's.
them. Yep.
But but I was kind of doing some research for this week's show. I saw that they're doing that spring breakout series again. I think
Yes.
this weekend, and so the Padre representatives are.
Leo DeVry? Oh, wait, no. He'll be there, but not as our rep.
Dude, he's
My bad.
looking good too. Let's not even
Yeah,
open
no
that can of
shit.
worms.
No shit. I will bitch
Gosh,
about that
and it's
for
like,
years to come.
and actually, he's on the A's. I don't want to like get too tangent here, but like that A's offense is so
The youth?
freaking fun.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Hmm.
Anyways, so back to the spring breakout. Okay, so the Padres have four representatives, I think, unless I missed anyone. But um, Ethan Salas, 13-year-old catcher, been in the organization for 8 years. uh, Cruz Schoolcraft. Gosh, 10 out of 10 on the names here for these prospects. Cash Mayfield.
Hey, Cash Mayfield's a
I'm not
dog.
making this up. Those guys are both dogs. But
Yeah.
also, like, if somebody who wasn't in the know, like, if I was telling them his names, they'd be like, "Yo, you
Who
yanking my
the
chain?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm yanking your chain." But
dramatic sip of water? All right,
and
go
then
ahead.
and Miguel Mendez, right-handed pitcher. So we had
Yeah,
a
Miguel.
catcher,
Dude,
two left-handed starting pitchers, and a right-handed
which one?
pitcher.
Why
Exciting
not?
guys. Why
I'm
not,
excited.
dude? Dude,
They
this
have
Schoolcraft guy keeps
stuff.
rising in the MLB ranks. He cracked top 100. It looks like, which is pretty nice.
Oh,
And he was
thank
just
God. We needed
drafted
someone in
last
that.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give Preller credit, man. He knows how to draft. That is
yeah.
something.
But the real question is, do you think we see, not this year,
Anyone?
but like, do you think we see any one of these four guys in a
Even
Padre
become a
lineup?
Padre uniform?
Yeah,
Yeah,
to even
I
become a
do
Padre.
because our line or our starting rotation is aging out. I mean, Yu Darvish looks like he might just be done.
Yeah,
That's going to open up a spot. Musgrove. You never know what's going to happen with him. And then you have just open spots. Uh, Bueller and Marquez are on minor league deals and 1 year deals. So
Hmm.
maybe they're ready next year. I mean, they definitely want some left-handed options to be able to deploy, and hopefully someone's ready to make the leap.
Yeah, that would be really nice. I mean,
I'd love to see one
we
of
want
our
more than,
prospects
you know,
pitchers.
just Jackson Merrill is the only homegrown.
Yeah, but not only
Oh,
that, give me some starting pitching, right? Because that is
yeah,
so
and
hard.
they're
It's so
lefties.
expensive. It's so expensive, and to
Hmm.
have control over them for a couple years and build around them, like it just saves you so much money.
Yeah, it's interesting. They're like totally the Preller draft archetype, right? Like they're the Mackenzie
High
Gore
school,
model of
yeah,
like, get me high ceiling lefty, but maybe this time we can learn and say like, hey, look, you know, maybe we should keep one of these guys around.
it cracks me up seeing Gore and Abrams get tossed around in trade talks, and like they're just the return on them would be so high for the Nationals.
Yeah.
Well, actually, my bad. Gore's over with the Rangers
Oh,
now,
that's
but
right. I forgot about that.
yes,
Remember for
but
like 1 second when they're
studs.
like, "Oh, Gore reunion with the Padres," and I was like,
Yep,
"I wish," but
yep. We
it,
could have had all of them.
yeah.
James Wood,
But then you wouldn't have had Soto for 1 year if it's like least productive year of all time.
brother. You know what's so funny is you look back at. We won't go down this rabbit hole too long, but
Yeah,
you look back at the stats from his bad year. It wasn't that bad statistically, but he went on an absolute monster tear in the last month and a half that
yeah,
elevated all of his stats to being respectable. He was so bad that year. Anyways, onward and upward.
yeah. We don't need to linger on that part of it. But yeah, so 1 week away from opening day. Let's wrap this up with prediction.
Okay,
Padres over or under 90 wins.
that's so funny. I was going to put 89 as the line, so I'm glad that you put
Ooh.
90.
You know what? No, you're right. 89's a better line. Over
Okay.
under 89 wins.
I'm always hopeful. Give me the over. I really do think that this team, as much as we can rag on the Padres just because we're Padre fans and have lived through it, uh, the offense looks solid. You know, we had a lot of underperformers last year. Give me Jake Cronenworth hitting over 250. Give me Bogarts hitting 15 home runs and 260. Give me Tatis being healthy for a year. Give me Jackson Merrill not regressing. Give me Manny Machado's steady production. Give me Freddie Fermin as a major upgrade behind the dish. Give me Lariano giving me
Give it to him.
75% of what
Give it to him.
his last year was, and then give me a rotation that is formidable and let the bullpen do what it does. That is a success formula for over 89 wins.
Ooh, doggy. I'm like
Off
still
the cuff, baby. Ooh, it's hot.
that was pretty solid, dude. I was like, damn, this guy's cooking. How am I supposed to follow this up?
And I too think they will have
Hey,
over 90 wins.
also for me. You know what? Now let's see. When I really think about it, I hope it's a similar year to, remember how fun like 2024 was? Like that was a fun year. So
Yeah.
it's an even numbered year. If we're talking superstitions, maybe that means something. I don't know why. When I just think about like gut feeling, I feel like it's gonna be slightly under.
Ooh.
But I think they're still gonna make the playoffs. But it's gonna be like an 88 or like a 89 and
Give
make the
give me
playoffs.
give me another second on this one because there is something really cool about it. The Padres do not play well with expectations.
Yeah.
The expectations have been lowered significantly this year, and that's when they play really good baseball.
Hmm.
Secondly,
No.
all those bench pieces we're talking about, everyone I just rattled off are the starters. There are some exciting bench pieces. The kid from Korea, uh, there's just a
Yeah.
lot there. Castellanos, shit,
Yeah.
Castellanos,
Yeah.
Gavin
It's like
Sheets. It's
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 true.
all of this. There's a lot more depth on the bench. There are diamonds in the rough for sure, both on the offensive and pitching side. And we haven't even touched the fact that our bullpen is epic and has depth in the minors. There are some sneaky, disgusting arms in the minors that aren't going to make our roster that could come up at any time and be game changers.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I think for me the biggest one is just
You aren't with me, you liar.
the
You said under 90.
I guess I best mean to the point of like the, young guys coming up are exciting is what I
Oh,
mean.
sure.
But yeah, I think the biggest question mark for me is just the starting pitching. It's hard for me to get
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
don't know. That's really for me. That's the determining factor, and that could change. Obviously, I mean, like some dudes might show up. Who knows? Or you never know too. Like as we all know, Preller goes crazy at the trade deadline, middle of the year, so that might change things as well.
But he just
Those
got
prospects
extended.
we these prospects we just talked about might be on the block. Um, but either way, regardless of all these dumb predictions, predictions are just predictions. They don't matter. What actually matters is what freaking happens, and all that starts in a week. We're pretty stoked. Oh, until I figure out who the Padres are playing against in the first game.
Who is it?
Just some dude named Tarek Skubal. Can't throw. It's
Is he
whatever.
any good? Heard he didn't even want to be at the World Baseball
Yeah,
Classic. Pitched one game and got out of there. Nah,
it's
we'll see
pretty
how it all
brutal.
shakes out. But we got Stammen at the helm. That'll be interesting, and it's gonna be a good time, brother. I'm excited. I cannot wait for
Yeah,
this.
yeah, we're fired up.
Fire me
Friarside
north.
Cat's back. Everyone's fired up. What else do you need?
A Valium.
A winning team. How about a
Well,
World
brother,
Series
it's good to be
championship?
back. Yeah, I'll take
That's
that.
what we need. We'll take one of those.
Double it.
Take it. All right, awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We will catch you next time. It'll probably be the first episode of the actual season. So, bada bing, bada boom. We'll catch you next time. Go Pods.
Go Pods.